whole tube down his throat. And when I tell you I was flabbergasted, I was not going to go anywhere on my birthday. And welcome back to a new video. It is me per usual, as always, Miracle, and this is Population Me. If you notice, we are not making a cooking video today because last week we had a little birthday, turned a big 24, and it was quite nice. So I did not record anything that was related to cooking because I was not gonna cook on my birthday week. Okay, we had that time to ourselves, which means we needed a sit down video. And where else would I be but my room, sitting on the floor per usual with my little camera set up behind me. And we're just gonna go through the week. And I have obviously little clips, videos, pictures all over, just to kind of show you what I did. It was just in the moment because I really wasn't trying to record, vlog. It wasn't my typical, I'm pushing myself to go out because I need to for a video and just for my own well-being. It was more of, this is my own birthday week and I want to explore it and keep it kind of personalized. So they are there, but I do have story times because it was a fun week, let's just say that. But let's just get into it because honestly, this video could be like an hour, it could be 30 minutes. It really depends on how long I'm gonna stop yapping and get into it. But our week started on Sunday, obviously, on whatever day that was. My birthday was on Wednesday, so November 20th, of course. And that Sunday, we started off real nice and gracious. I went to the Blue Man Group, right? And I went to go see their show. It is in Lincoln Park, so it's like kind of far, really far. And you realize most of these places I went to throughout the week were all in Lincoln Parks, which I'm realizing now is actually a really nice hub for locations and just attractions, which I did not know. But it's super far out of my way, so to even do it was like, oh my god. It was also one, expensive, which I was a little bit surprised because I was like, you can go to a concert for less of how much it costs. But I went on Groupon, which is a lovely platform and not so sponsored this today's video. I wish I used Groupon all week. I would love to have them as a sponsor. If they could have more stuff on that website, that would be great because a lot of it was very repetitive. But basically, I went to Blue Man Group. If you've never heard of the show or you've never seen their ads or whatever, they're a group of 3 men dressed as blue, and they do some wacky, weird stuff with music, with colors, with lights, with all this stuff. They don't really talk, so they're miming, but they use real objects instead of a mime would just pull on a rope and whatever and then fall or whatever, and it's all gags and whatever. They would actually have a rope and they would actually pull each other. They're actually fall. But that was a great place to do it because I've never been there before, and it's very, 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 very kids central. There's a bunch of kids in their place, and I didn't know that. So when I walked in there, I was like, okay, first of all, start off, it's in the Briar Street Theater, which is the only theater in Lincoln Park, which is actually close to Boys Town, where it was in. But there was a lot of kids. There was zero line. I walked straight in, put my ticket in. They had it scanned. It was perfect. I was on the edge of the seat of this row. It was nice. I loved it, and it was super duper interaction. You can see the videos here. They had those little spray things everywhere, but they're putting all over us. They had people go on stage. They had them perform with them. It was such a magical experience. If you're in a splash zone, which is the first 3 rows where you are from the stage, you have a little poncho because they do be spraying water, they spray paint, they spray whatever heck they be doing, and they would just take them from the audience, put them on stage, be like, hey, you're gonna do this with us, which they can't obviously tell you, but they would mime it for you, and you're just doing it with them, which is really cool. And obviously they can get people from the further backstage and whatever, which was very interactive. But there was this one part where they were putting this whole microscopic tube that the doctor would put in your throat if you're having a weird throat issue, whatever, just to see if there's anything wrong. They took a guy from the splash zone, they put a whole tube down his throat, and when I tell you I was flabbergasted, I was so shocked. I was like, did this man consent? I did not know what was happening. I just looked up from they have them and they have multiple TVs, so you can see what is going on from the stage point of view, and you just saw this guy had a tube down his throat. And I was just like, oh, that's what we're doing here? Okay, cool. I don't want to be in a splash zone ever in my entire life. So it was very fun. I really did enjoy it. It was very exciting. And it's also the perfect time that I went because apparently I heard on Reddit, so I don't know if that's true. They are leaving that theater, which is the only theater they do it in Chicago, which kind of means they're just leaving Chicago. I might be wrong, but I'll fact check it somewhere here. But they are leaving Chicago in January, which is insane because they've been in that theater for over a decade. Because I've always seen the ads since I was a kid myself. So for them to leave was just like, oh my god, that theater is literally your theater. Like no one else goes there for any other performances but that. But they kind of just like are dipping out. I don't know why. I just kind of saw that. And I was like, oh, that's so sad. But I'm really glad I like went there. But yeah, that's really what I did. It was like an hour and a half on Sunday. So I really went there and I just like went to Michael's and I went home. Like, and there was a Michael's across the street. So I went straight to Michael's because I was like looking for inspiration of like what's due in December, which not to talk about right now. But I do have some videos planned, so that's really good. But then I went home and I slept because I was tired, I was cold, it was whatever. And then that Monday, I have like a little paper here as well, just to like tell you what I did, because literally I did so much this week, it's kind of crazy to even know how I forgot. But Monday I went to Chinatown, which I've been to an immense amount of time during my college years because I live in the same area as Chinatown, just like a few blocks over, but like literally 2 stops away on the red line from my school. But I went back there because I've been to Chinatown since I literally moved away to live in my new apartment now, which is new to, I don't know, anyone else, but old to me. It's been here for a year now. Yay. It was like my 1 year anniversary, like in July, and I just didn't care. I just re-signed my lease and said, yeah, I'm gonna stay here another year. I don't really care. But I went to Chinatown and I got boba from like this boba place. I honestly don't remember the name. But Chinatown has like a crazy amount of boba places, which is all pretty good. I do hear people say it is more of a tourist trap, and that is true. I would say if you want cheaper boba, in my personal experience, you go to Wicker Park or you go anywhere up north to get cheaper boba. Chinatown is where everyone kind of goes to get them, and that is where all the tourists go because it is a great attraction. Very pretty, very beautiful, but obviously when you know who your people are, you know where they're coming from, you don't really want to keep the same prices, especially after COVID, so you don't. So I went to get boba. It was Oreo banana, I think. It was actually really, really good. It didn't have any boba in it. It was a milkshake, but it was like $8. But for the size of how much it was actually really good. You know, it was really delicious. I never had that flavor combination before. And after that, I went to go get myself like a little dinner as well at this, I want to say it's a Chinese restaurant. And I got like a seafood salad and like this type of dumpling they had. And it was like so good. And I was like so full after it, which is insane because I like ate right before I went there, which is so stupid. Don't ever eat before you go somewhere. The only reason why I ate was because I didn't eat all day and I was leaving within the hour and I was like, I need to eat something or I'm gonna like pass out. I don't know why, but I didn't eat that Monday, so I just like ate something, then I went straight to Chinatown because I was planning on doing other things, but it fell through because of how late it was and whatever. But I did get some food and it was really good. And no, I'm not getting any leftovers because honestly, I just want to eat everything there. I was in that restaurant for literally over an hour, just like goofing off. I don't know. I was there alone, so I was just like, I don't really care. This place closed in 2 hours. I'm on my phone. I had my phone propped up like I was about to watch Netflix there. It was so funny. But I was like in a booth by myself and I was having a great time. Like I know people don't like going out by themselves, it seems sad or whatever, but I personally, if I can't help it, right, if I don't have like any real reasons to go out, I would like to go out sometimes by myself. Just because sometimes the experience is forced to be more with you, in my opinion. Like if you're with friends, you're always hanging out with your friends. You don't really see what's around you, even if you've been to Chinatown a million times. At least in my perspective, if I'm there, I'm like looking around. Like I took videos of how the ceiling looked. It looked so pretty. Like the layout was really nice. Like it was like 200 people there with me, so it wasn't like totally a lot of people there, but it was also just so pretty because it was like, look at all this like design, look at the layout, look at the colors of the wall, like look at how sad it's so pretty, look at these windows. Like it was just things that I probably was forced to look at because I literally had nothing else to look at. No one to talk to really, unless I wanted to call people, which I did do. But it was just like nice to like see this restaurant and be like, wow, this is actually a really cool place and it's very pretty and the food is amazing. Like the bowl but the seafood salad was edible. And I did not know that until I like got to the bottom and it was just like broken. And I was like, for some reason this is so weird. But the container tastes like chicken. And I was so confused when I kept eating it and then like had little pieces of chicken in it. Because I was like, this is supposed to be seafood, correct? Why is there chicken? So I literally was just eating it like, I keep tasting chicken. And I got to the bottom and then the plate was like destroyed. And I was like, oh, this is edible. I did not eat it because honestly I was so full that I was like, I just can't eat this. I'm not gonna eat it. I don't know what it tastes like. Obviously chicken, amazing, love it. But this plus the boba was not doing well for my stomach. And I had to get myself home because I was like, I'm gonna walk around and see the sights and everything. It was so pretty, whatever. But I was just like, I just can't. I can always come back to Chinatown. It's one of those experiences that you don't realize you're gonna miss until you're like legit gone. Because in college for 4 years, you always go to Chinatown like any which way. Because honestly, it's the quickest way to get a bunch of restaurants all in one place. But after college, you move neighborhood, you move cities, states, whatever. So coming back to it was like, you almost feel like you're the tourist. I live here still, just because it is really nice to do. But enough glazing Chinatown. Let's get on to day 3. So this day was Tuesday, right? And I have it all written down where I went and everything. So Tuesday, I call it Freebie Tuesday, right? Even T-Mobile have like T-Mobile Tuesdays. It's going to give you like freebies on those days. They give you like cheaper prices for the things they are sponsored with. So I got like actually gloves from T-Mobile. They had like those like, I don't know what's called, like fingerprint gloves that you can use for your phones and stuff. I got like 2 pairs because they gave me 2 pairs. I don't know why. But on this day, I went to go get some freebies that I looked up online. Certain restaurants give you free stuff for your birthday. And even though my birthday was on that Wednesday, I was not going to go anywhere on my birthday that was for food, or I thought that, right? So I did it all on Tuesday because in my mind, I was like, I need this free stuff. I'm getting a free meal some way, somehow. So in these clips, there are somewhere on this camera, right? I went to Homer Inn, which is a popular, kind of maybe popular pizza joint that gives like thin crust pizza. It was so delicious. I got cheese and pepperoni, and they gave me a personal 8-inch pizza, which is pretty nice of them because honestly, that's like a whole meal in one. And I ate it on my way to like every other place I walked to because it was the closest to my place, and it was really good. Like I love Domino's, right? Papa John's has some great pizza. Little Caesar is below everything, but it's still pretty affordable. Homer Inn is really good. Like it's really up there. Like it's really up there. Maybe I'm saying this because it was free, but I think because it was free, I can like give a more unbiased opinion. Because if you're buying pizza and it's like top tier, you're like, oh my god, it's like D tier pizza. Because it's free, I was just like, wow, I can tell you if it sucks because I know I'll never buy it. Even though I never bought with my own money at that place, it was delicious. Like it was so good. It was also hot and ready, which I knew. But sometimes they don't give you hot and ready pizza. It was good. But then from there, I went to Taco Bell, and I did buy myself a little drinky drink. I got like a mixture of everything, but they're supposed to give me a free milkshake according to their website, and they just never did because the app really does suck. And the app is like a 2-star on Google Play, and I just realized that off the bat that was just gonna happen. So I never got a free drinky drink at all. So I just bought myself a drink instead because I was really thirsty. But then we go from there to Portillo's. And Portillo's is really famous for having like Chicago-style hot dogs, burgers, salads for some reason. And just everything you really need from a burger joint. And they have like really cool milkshakes. They have like regular shakes that are just like regular shakes, right? And they have cake shakes where they basically blended cake. This sounds kind of American, but they blended cake and they put it into a shake, which I love. Personally, I love it if you're not like full or if you're like starving. Because it can make a whole meal in a shake, which sounds disgusting. I know. I'm sorry if you are already turning away from this video, but it sounds so good when you have it. I had the cake shake one, the chocolate one, and their like lemon cinnamon one. It was delicious. I loved it. I was starving. I'm always starving when I go to Portillo's, but it's just like probably a good thing because you don't want to get a cake shake and then be like half full or had lunch and you just eat it as a snack and you're just like, this is disgusting. Why would you want this? So, all this to say, I did not get a cake shake. I was actively eating a pizza, and a cake shake isn't their free meal option. You also get a slice of chocolate cake. I was gonna say chocolate chip. That's not. They don't have chips. You get a free slice of chocolate cake, and it's pretty good sizing. And there's a clip of a really bad image or video of how I took it. It was a pretty busy Portillo's, even though it was like 10 p.m. No, it was 10. They closed at like 1 in the morning or something. But I got it. It was like really good. I always got it every year on my birthday because it's free. I don't want to pay for a cake. I don't want to bake a cake. I like free cake, so I got a free cake. So that's why I got a free cake. And it was a pretty good cake. Like, I would say I love the cake so much. It was, it is just chocolate cake, but it's moist, yummy, chocolate frosted, whatever. But anyway, the last one I went to was called Super Dog something. I don't even know what I wrote in my terrible handwriting, but it's called Super Dog. There's like literally only 2 locations in Chicago, according to them. Maybe in the whole Illinois, I don't even know. The website shows Wheeling, Illinois, which I assume is a city, and there's one in Chicago, which is not Chicago. It's in a suburb, but they don't tell you that. But basically, this drive-in joint gives you a free sandwich, fries, and a large soda, which I've went here like so far twice. Last year on my birthday, I went there, and this year on my birthday, I went there again. It's literally out of the way. Like, I don't know how much I have to stay. I went out of my way to get this food because I knew it closed at 1, so I knew I had the perfect excuse to wait until everything was done to go here. And it was worth. It was so worth. You get like literally a slice of pickle, a whole burger, right? Cut fries, and you get a large drink. I got root beer, right? It was delicious. It was yummy. I saved all of it for my house, and I ate all the fries in one day. It was delicious. Like that with a pizza, with a cake that I did not eat that day, but the next day. And then another drink I got from like obviously Taco Bell. It was like the perfect meal for the day. And I love literally like spending money for like food that I love, right? I don't really spend money on anything else but food, which is good for my pockets because I don't really go out and eat that much, but I also don't buy anything else. So like I'm saving money. But I spend so much money on Uber. It was kind of crazy. I could have just bought all this food, but honestly, it was so worth it. Because I would probably never go back to any of these places except probably Portillo's because they have delicious chicken sandwich. I cannot get over it. But that's really all I did that Tuesday. I saved all 4 of them except for I say 3. I demolished that Taco Bell drink. It was so good. The one thing that they do right is Taco Bell is their drink. The Baja Blast, I will have to say real quickly, I saw that in a Family Dollar and I bought it. They had Baja Blast like Mountain Dew. And I was like, this is from Taco Bell. And I just bought it. I need it. I need it. So I got it, obviously. I finished it. It's gone now. I bought it like literally in like September. It's gone. I had 6, drank it all. It was delicious. But next day is my birthday day. Woohoo, birthday day. And this is a day where it was cold as heck. Okay, let me just start by prefacing that. I didn't write it down, but I just remember it was super cold. Like, I was going next to the lake, so Navy Pier was the destination for where I was going to go. I had a plan. I put down terms of attack of what I was going to do. I'm going to do this, and that. It's going to be a packed day. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be back at home by midnight. Like, we're not going anywhere else. Like, let's just say half of that plan fell through. Yeah, but that was okay. We were living. So I left around, like, I would say 2 p.m. I kind of just stayed in bed all night because the night before I went to these places at like 10 p.m. I got home like realistically around 11 p.m. and then I celebrated my birthday here when it hit 12 and I played video games for 4 hours in the morning. So I really didn't go to sleep at a reasonable time. But that's just my life and I don't regret anything, so I don't care. Nothing's gonna change. I'll do it again tomorrow. Today is Saturday, so I'll do it again tomorrow. I don't care. Sue me. I don't know. But anyway, we go to Navy Pier. I go to Navy Pier at 1 to 2 p.m. I get on an Uber, per usual. I live too far away to taking buses these days. And we get to Navy Pier, and it's cold. It's cold as, it is super cold. So I get myself into that building, and I just stay there. So the first place we went to is Sugar, Chicago. And oh my god, I don't think I've been there in like literal years, which is kind of crazy to say. I think the last time I've been there was literally last Christmas or like last December, right? And I just remember going in there and being like, wow, their selection has totally changed. Usually you just see them like grab back candy. You just take the candy you want, put in a little baggie, you go out and you just buy that, right? No, they had like Japanese candy, they had like different snacks. There was a whole selection of like Hello Kitty all over the place. Like you really have to be like, if you love Hello Kitty, go here. I mean, there's plenty of places to go for Hello Kitty, but like if you're in the city, go there. Like it's very pretty. They had like the candy you see on TV. They had like the big gummy bears. They had Harry Potter stuff. I really wanted this butter beer from Harry Potter. I always wanted to try it. It's like butterscotch or whatever, which makes a lot of sense actually. Why that would make sense. But I couldn't get it because I was like, it is like a clip-off container and it's so cold outside. And I did not know if I was going to go right back outside after this location. So I was like, I'll come back in the summer. I'll come back in the summer, or if I knew for a fact I was literally going to stay inside because I did not know. So I was like, I'm not buying it, but I would have if I known because I did stay inside like the majority of the time. But we kind of just left that area and there's like a little clip that's going to show here. Not going to lie. If I bought everything here, I would not be mad at all. But yikes, my bank accounts will be screaming. Look. I got my favorite. I'm not sure if I should risk it. Ooh, look. This will be worth it. This will be worth it. Never had it before. Oh, this is $8. Yeah. 8 times 3 is what? 24? No. 16, 8, 24. 24. 24 bucks. But it's worth it. It looks so big. I like it. It's cute. It's cute. Gummy sushi. Oh my god. Look at that. That's very on brand. That's very pretty. I'm like knocking everything over. Okay. They got like different types of gummy sushi. I get gummy sushi and real sushi. But yeah, I honestly, I don't want to get the drink. These are cute. Very cute. This matches my Squishmallow. Do I want this one, or this one? This is just Kit Kat. Oh, that'd be amazing. I never had these flavors of Kit Kat before. Let me see this. Upside down. Cookies and cream. Ooh, not that I'm getting my favorite. There's so many kids here. Alright, this one is chocolate orange. Okay. I don't really like orange in my chocolate, so I think this is very good packaging though. Very cute. Very cute. I think this is new. I don't think I ever saw this at a Navy Pier before. Look at all the ramen they have. This is so cool. I'm not gonna lie. Look at that. It's so cute. It's like a little bit of Japan is here. And it's all Hello Kitty. Look how much Hello Kitty stuff they have. This is insane. Look, there's so much. Like, this is in the candy store. I don't know what that is about. Dots, I guess. Look, you even get a Funko Pop here. It's Hello Kitty, obviously. And you get bread. A Squishmallow bread. Just more plushies. That's bread. Oh, you get a little cat sandwich. And then just like spicy candy. And then your favorite snacks in the world, but candy. You can just buy like candles. I like my sugar on top. Do not disturb. I drink alone. Felt that. Oh, these was on sale. No, they're not. I would never get these for a cheap price. This is crunchy. Should I get something? These are candles. I don't really use candles. Unicorn candy. I think I'll just look for free. I'm already getting 3 of these. And this is going to be $24, so. This looks pretty though. This is so cute. Love. I'm not even on TikTok, and I just saw this. It's peelable fruit, apparently. As seen on TikTok, they said. The world's
candy inventor. I'm not even on TikTok, and even I'm just like bought already by the marketing. This is how marketing works, guys. You just say it's on TikTok, and I already want to buy it. Bro, they have my Harry Potter butter beer, non-alcoholic. Should I get one? Should I get a golden Harry Potter? Why is he even golden? I'm actually confused. So look at this. How much is that? $5? Or is it 20 bucks? Let me check. It's glass. I'm a little worried. I can't close it. I gotta walk around with it. Maybe I'll get like the mini one.
Which flavor do you want?
This is peanut butter. That was pumpkin. That's cute. They have the Betty Bots here, which is pretty nice. They got the bigger version.
Which one? The pink? Yeah.
It's quite cute. I do want the butter beer, but I'm so scared because I'm like, this is cold, but it'll taste so good.
Anything else in here or no?
But then I gotta finish in like 2 seconds, otherwise I'm gonna be freezing, and it's cold outside. So eat your grains, and it's just candy. I love America. I love that. They don't have many Harry Potter stuff. You got chocolate rocks if you're into that. Fake fruit. Oh, 2 for $10. Wow, what a deal? Question mark. Rock candy. More rock candy. A lunch bag of candy. Everything's pretending to be real. I love it here. Oh, look, a gummy shark. I wonder how much that would cost me. Let me show you how big it is. Like, this is my hand. That's a pretty big shark. Now you get a full breakfast. This would be such a gag gift to give someone, but I think they would enjoy it so much. You can get a pizza. I love that. You can get the giant gummy bears. Let me show you how big, though. That is my entire hand. That is that's almost 2 pounds. Wow, that's crazy. They got like tinier versions if you're scared of that. They got you've seen it on TV, giant like worms. If I ever bought this, please never show this to my dentist. They will have a field day. That kind of showed like whatever was there. It was very pretty. I got free candy. I bought 3 mushies from like different flavor. They had like, maple bacon, they had tiramisu, and they had the typical like bubble tea mushi, which is actually so good. And there's so many sugar and so much calories, and then all I ate was sugar that day. But honestly, I regret nothing, and my dentist would say otherwise, but that is okay. And my lights went off, so I honestly forgot where I left off. But I left the candy place, bought 3 things. I was satisfied. Went to my next location. It was the Ferris wheel. Ta-da! Yay, we love that. So I went to the Ferris wheel, and let me tell you right now, I've not been on that Ferris wheel since like 2021, maybe, or 2. I forgot which year. The last time I went there was for my internship, when we went there for like intern day or like happy intern day. I don't know what day that is, but we went there for that. And it's been a minute since I've been on that centennial wheel. That's what it's originally called, whatever. And let me just tell you, like, when I was on there, I could not record any footage. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, so, little disclaimer, right? I am terrified of heights. I don't know how I make it through life like this, but I can do everything else that's not like me walking through like high-rise buildings or whatever. Like, I can do planes, I can do bridges, kinda. I can like walk up really high stairs. I don't know. And it has nothing to do with heights. I'm great. But the moment I'm on a roller coaster or I'm on like a thing that's supposed to make sure I'm okay on, I tend to not be okay with them. And that's what happened on this Ferris wheel, which is, yeah. I don't have any clips from when I was actually in it because I had my eyes closed throughout the entire time. And I don't really care. Like, honestly, I was on it and I got super nervous. Because I forgot how these rides work. I forgot how the Ferris wheel worked. I did not know it was super duper slow. I mean, it looks super duper slow when you are not on it, but you also have to realize it is a really big wheel, right? Things don't look the same speed compared to when you're on it. So when I was on it, I was surprised of how slow it was, but at the same time, if I was to open my eyes, I would look out and see not the ground. So I got freaked out. I freaked out multiple times I freaked out. And the thing about the wheel is how gracious this wheel is. It was like $18. It was expensive as heck. But you get like 3 loop-de-loops, right? 3 loop-de-loops in a circle for like $18. And I had a whole like cart to myself because there wasn't that many people trying to get on with me. So I was like, okay, great. If I freak out, I would know I freaked out on my own. And that was the best bet. So I literally went on there, and my first time, my eyes were closed. They were never open, not at all. I was open, and then the moment it like went up, it was closed the entire time. I could not see, I would not see, I will not see. And then I opened them again when I felt myself going back down, because you really don't feel it. So I had to keep peeping, and I was like shaking because, you know, fear. And then I would open my eyes and be like, oh, we're here. Okay, let's get off. Because I assumed one time was enough. No, I went again, and then that time I was a little more braver because I knew how slow it was. So I would peep a little bit more and look every 2 seconds and be like, wait a minute, I can see now. But every time I went up, I would close my eyes because I was like, no. I would not, like, it was gloomy that day, right? So you're not really seeing anything like exciting. You weren't seeing the sun, right? It was like, at this point, almost 4 o'clock. I wasn't going to see the sun. It was cloudy. I really was not going to look it down and see, oh, look how pretty Navy Pier is. No, I cannot. I will not. I should not. So I didn't. And I closed my eyes when I went high because I could feel it. And at some point we stopped and I freaked. Not really. Mentally, I was like gone. I was gone mentally. But realistically, I just closed my eyes again. And in 2 seconds, we started moving. I started to breathe again. So it was perfectly fine on the outside, but internally I was freaking out and it was not good. At this point, I was hoping we would get off because 2 times was more than enough times for me to like get myself together, which wasn't together at all. But then went again. We went again. And at this point, I was done with life. I kind of was like, just like hands to the air, like if something happens, because at this point, why am I still on this ride? I didn't keep my eyes open the entire time, but I was looking more outside the window, and I was like experiencing like the view and everything, and the lake being right there, and it was so pretty. But I never looked up when it actually got to the top because I just couldn't. It was not in my blood. I just could not, should not even try. So I instead just made sure that, like, you know, I was able to just still look into the sky and be like, oh, this is pretty. But the moment we stopped, I got off really fast and I walked away, and I have a little clip. Y'all, I survived. The Ferris wheel. When I tell you, I was so scared I couldn't record a single thing on that ride. I don't know if my eyes look bloodshot. No, they look fine. Okay. I don't know why, but I was terrified. Oh my God. I'm fine. My legs are not shaking. I don't have the obvious symptoms of fear, I think, but you can see it in the background. It is moving again. There are more people. How do I get in? Okay, there we go. That's the Ferris wheel. So it goes super duper slow. I should know that because my eyes were closed the first time I went around. My eyes were closed. Like, I could not see. I purposely shut my eyes because I wanted to know how it failed, and I just could not see the sky because I was like, if I see the top of this fucking Ferris wheel and I see the ground invisible, I'm going to like cry. It was so bad. But then it went again like 2 more times, and by the second time I was like, okay, get me off. I'm okay. Like, I'm good now. Like, this cost like $18, and I was like, this is a good waste of $18, I think. Let me get off now. And I get it again, and I was like, okay, all right, yep. This is for me, I feel like. So I literally looked up. I looked up because like you can see in the clip, you can see both sides. Like, it was clear, windows were clean. Like, I was alone, so I could be like frightened on my own. Like, my eyes look red now because of it. Like, around my eyes just looks terribly red. Like, I don't know what I did today, but yikes. But it was fun. I do like it. if you are in the city or whatever, definitely do it. It's only like, I don't know, $18 maybe. I'm not sure how much it was by itself, but it's pretty inexpensive. It's super fucking slow. My eyes are just closed because I was thinking of like regular. Oh, it's cold out here. It's so cold. I was thinking of like regular amusement parks where you're just like, it goes really fast. When it goes down, so the time I went to like the tippy top, my eyes were shut. I would peek every 2 seconds just to be like, where am I? What can I see? And I closed my eyes real quick because at one point it like stopped at the top, and I was like, no. I was like getting flashbacks from when I went to Six Flags, and I was like, I'm terrified. Please get me down. But I wasn't like scared. I wasn't gripping. I was just like holding the bottom of the seat, like I was just holding it. It was not even gripping. I was just holding it. But I was just like, okay, it's so slow. The first time I felt the wind rattling my like cart, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be a bad news if it keeps going. But it stopped. It's really cold out here. It's like in the 40s, but it is a beautiful experience. I think it will be prettier in the summer because there'll be a lot more things happening. Right now it's just like doom and gloom and lights everywhere, but the lights look pretty, so it's a lot less doom and gloom. But it is also one of the biggest Ferris wheels in the country. If you haven't been, please go. It's really fun. I would say 3 rides around is good enough, at least for me. The first time around, they had like a speaker, like a automatic speaker, talk about the history, and I was like, this is helping so much. They don't even know. And then by the 2 other times, the speaker stopped, and I was like, okay, I'm alone. I thought I was hanging off. I was like, oh, one time around, kind of quick, but I'm okay. And then he went 2 more times, and I was like, perfect. I love this. So I'm okay. I'm alive. I couldn't record a single thing because to get my phone out would be for me to see, and I didn't want to see. So that was a good experience, and I didn't cry. So it's already turned out to be a great birthday. Anyway, to really talk about my experience and to see those under eyes, because goodness, were they there. But the next thing I really did was, there wasn't that much to do in Navy Pier, I would say. Navy Pier is pretty good if you have kids or whatever, because they love everything and anything about Navy Pier. But as an adult, I was having a little bit hard time to find stuff, so I went up on top of their stairs because they had like multiple levels to this place. I was going to do the Children's Museum, if I was going to be honest, but they were closed, which was for the best because I'm not a child. But I never went there before, so I was like gonna do it, but then it was like closed. So I was like, you know what, for the best. So I went to do their flyover event, which I've heard about online, but I never really understood what it was. But essentially, I did their Chicago version. They have 2, Iceland and Chicago. Not sure why Iceland, but I do know why Chicago. And it's called Believe in Chicago. It's basically a little video dedicated to Chicago and about how great it is, and yada yada yada, and all the people struggle is real or storyline. It's really fun, really amazing. I would suggest you guys do it if you want to, right? Tickets are kind of like $40, but it's like 30 minutes. You get to have like a little history about the people, not real history, not like 1800s, but like the people who live there and how their family has built like companies there and kept it a small business or a family business. The other 15 minutes, you get on this like roller coaster ride with the seatbelt, and your stuff goes underneath the seat with like the little luggage holder right there, and you are kind of experiencing in 4D how it is to like fly over Chicago and see the sides and see the different neighborhoods. But you're mainly staying in Navy Pier, you're mainly staying in downtown, so not much of a sight, but it's very pretty. Like, it's very cute. It's very like nice to see like the different parts of the city and whatever. And they do stay within the city. So if you're from the suburbs, you are not, I'm sorry. Blame them, not me. But it's very pretty. I did it twice. So it was like $80 for me. But the first time I was still scared because I didn't know what I was going in for. So when I felt the seat moving and going down and up, I really thought it was going to move me around. And after the Ferris wheel, I just couldn't take that risk. So I like kept my eyes closed at like some parts. I did very much see like the majority of the
footage the first time, but I knew after it was over that I was fine. I was like, oh, this is nothing. I was just psyching myself out per usual. So I did again, obviously to make up for the first time, and it was so much fun. Like I loved it. I had my eyes open the entire time. My feet were swinging and everything. Like it was so nice. It was indoors, obviously, so did not have to worry about it at all. And it was so fun. If you have the money to spare, it's like $40. But I would say stay to Chicago because Iceland, it could be great. I don't know what they have there, but you could love Iceland. You love the animals probably. But that's really what I did. And the last thing I kind of took off what I did, because at this point it was like 6 o'clock p.m. or whatever, I went to the Chicago Shakespeare Theater that is also a Navy Pier. They had this play called Miracle, which is a Shakespeare play, obviously. And I've never heard of it before, but I also never been to a play before that wasn't Hamilton. So I had to go to a real play. I had to experience that for once in my life because honestly, if it wasn't that, it wasn't anything because I didn't have anything to do. The thing about it is that I usually wear glasses. I'm not wearing them now. There are no contacts in my eyes. I am barefaced and raw dogging. Every video you see me with no glasses, that's how I am. I don't own contacts. So to go to a live theater and hopefully get a seat in the front so you can see the actors and whatever was kind of hard to do. So I had to go from the theater to a store and buy binoculars, which I did. The binoculars were like $10. It was kids binoculars, but they work like real binoculars because I don't know what that means, but I just said it, so it must be true. And they worked perfectly. I honestly felt like I had like the spectacles that they had like in the olden days to watch like theaters and stuff. It was so amazing. I overestimated how big the theater was going to be though. I thought it was going to be like the Chicago Theater Museum in downtown where it's like loops and loops high of how much people can sit. You can see like a good 500 people here, but it's not like so big. Like I can see the stage from where I was, but I needed those binoculars. I might be a little more blind than I thought, but it was great. I would have to say they had an intermission time of like 15 minutes within the 2 hour and 15 minute, theater. And when I tell you, I went straight to Wikipedia because I did not know what people were saying when they were acting. I was like, what does that mean? I felt like I was a boomer being taught like Gen Z words because I was just sitting there being like, what does this Shakespearean mean? Like, what are we talking about? Like, what is this about? But yeah, the play was really nice once I Wikipedia it because I was like, oh, that's what's happening. So the second half of the theater of the play was actually smooth sailing for me. It was like really good. I actually understood what was happening because I knew the premise. But the first half, I was over there like, what are they like? What are they saying? Like, I don't get it. Like, what are we doing? It was very, very like confusing. And people next to me were like older people, and they loved Shakespeare. They go to every Shakespeare play. So they were like, I never seen this one before. Let's see how it is. They loved it. And I'm over here being like, I don't understand a word. I don't understand a word. But honestly, it was pretty good. I liked the actors. They had really good dance scenes. Their music was very pretty. And this is one thing I forgot to say about the Blue Band Group real quick. The music was very, very, very good. It was like alternative rock music, but it was just music with like whatever, instrumentals and whatever. And it was so good that I had to look it up on Spotify. I haven't found it yet, but I will because it's so good and I need to find it. But the music for this theater as well was really good. Like I really enjoyed the music. Like the music was on top tier this week. It was great. I loved it. But yeah, it ended and it was like time for me to leave. So I walked out. I go down, try to like loop myself back to the front of Navy Pier because I'm not going to go outside and loop that way. It was just very cold. But the whole point of this is that one of the actors was leaving. He like walked past me and he's like, oh my God, I love your jacket. And I looked at him and I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm pretty sure he was the actor. I just couldn't, I was like, looking at him, like, he's one of the actors from the play, wasn't he? I don't know, not the main one, but one of the actors. He's like one of the kings who played in the role of, in the theater. And he said he loved my jacket. And I had like that green jacket. I had like a little floof from the ends and whatever. He's like, I love your jacket. Oh my God, it's so pretty. I was like, oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, I felt like cloud nine. It was my birthday. Oh my God, I was feeling myself. But yeah, after that, I just really went home. At this point in time, it was like 10 o'clock p.m. So I was there from like 2 p.m. to like 10, which is like good 8 hours. And I was like really tired. I went to downtown because I could. And I went to 7-Eleven and I got food and I went home. And then I just like slept because I was exhausted. And then the next day, I had actual planned stuff. I had went to Groupon, bought some things, and then said we're going to do it this Thursday. So Thursday comes around, and I want to do a massage in Lincoln Park. I forgot what it was called, but it's posted somewhere here. But it was a nice massage. Let me tell you. Okay, so I have to tell you this, but the weather all day, my birthday was cold, right? It was like in the 40s. I had a decent jacket on, so it wasn't like terribly cold or whatever. I had the gloves on that I talked about from T-Mobile. It was quite pretty. It was whatever. It started to snow once theater ended on my birthday, but it was such a light piece of snow. I really didn't think it was going to do anything. And then Thursday comes around, and Thursday it is snowing. It is blasting. It is like not a vortex, but it's just like, oh my god, you really thought we were gonna have like 5 inches of snow, because it already was like thick on the ground by inches. And I was like, wow, I have to go somewhere, and I have to go somewhere today. So I took an Uber per usual, and I go there, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like 30 minutes late because it was so snowy, but the roads weren't clear. People were still shoveling. No one had salt on the ground for some reason. And I get there, and I'm like freezing, right? I'm wearing that long blue thing because it was like the thickest thing I had, and it was so soft, so comfy. It had a hoodie. It was beautiful. I loved it. And I go to this massage parlor, and it's great. I loved it. I got the deep tissue massage, which is like when they just like push on your body and everything. I think she used her elbow a lot as well. It was really fun. It was really nice. And she did it for like extra time. I was supposed to end. My thing was an hour, so I waited from 12:15 to 1:15. I got there like 12:40 because of how like bad traffic was, and she extended my thing all the way from 1:15 to 1:23. And I didn't even know, but in my head I was like, I feel like this is longer than 30 minutes because I just been sitting here, and it was great. I loved it. It was like so smooth, so processed. It was actually really cheap of a massage. It was like $24, I think. And it was so nice because like if I had stayed the whole hour, I'd be like, oh my god, I feel perfect. But even if it was 30 minutes, I felt stretched out and everything. I mean, it was just deep tissue, so depending on how stressed you are, it might not do anything for you. But for me, I'm not like stressed, but I'm always tense for some odd reason. So it was just really nice to like have it and then just be like relaxed before going right back out to the snow and then having to deal with that. But I did. Right after the massage, I got myself ready, got myself cleansed up, and I went out because we had to go one more place for food. Remember when I said I wasn't gonna do it on my birthday? I did not. I did on Thursday. So I went to this place called Latin Bunt Cake. I've never heard of it, never been there, never really saw an ad for it, but they had free cake. They had free cake for people's birthdays. So I hopped myself onto the track of snow and I walked myself 40 minutes from my location to Lincoln Park and got myself free cake, and it was delicious. It was red velvet. For some reason it had tiny chocolate pieces in it, which was kind of weird in my opinion, but it was good. I liked it. It just didn't seem like the smartest thing to do because it was like soft cake with just tiny. It was just weird. Personally, it was weird, but it was really good, and I devoured it in like one sitting. But now we're just gonna go over to Friday because Friday honestly is one of the better days, I would say, other than my birthday and Blue Man Group. Friday is also a great day, which was yesterday actually. And yesterday, Friday, I went to iFly, which is an indoor skydiving location, which I never skydived before because I'm scared of heights, obviously. Like, why would I do that? But I wanted to see how well I can do at like an indoor one, which is a little bit more exciting because I feel like if a kid can do it, I should be able to do it. But kids can do so much more than me, so I don't compare myself to them because then I just look dumb if I do. But I actually went there and I got there late. Of course, when am I going to go early these things? I got there late by like 7 minutes, and they put me in the next hour. So I went there around like 4:37. Had to be there. Went on the thing by like 5:30. But honestly, I think it was a godsend because I was the only one who came at 5:30, or was there for 5:30. There's 2 other people who were supposed to be there with me, but they came late, so they got pushed to like today, Saturday, right? So I was able to go by myself and basically have like the instructor. He tells you what to do. He's like, oh, here are the hand signals because we know you won't be able to hear us once you're in there and all that stuff.
And it was just like really, really nice because I honestly did not think like it was gonna be like super duper hard because I purposely wasn't gonna look down. You're not supposed to look down because you guys are taking a lot more air, but I just didn't want to look down because that's what gets me. But when I went in there, you're in there for like a minute, right? A minute straight. So I had 2 turns for my ticket voucher. I got this all from the Groupon, of course we did. And I legit went in there the first time and I was like, oh my God, I can't breathe. So I tapped out because I could not breathe. I just couldn't breathe. And I was like, oh my God, like, is there a way for me to breathe? Because I'm looking up, but all I feel is air jumping into my lungs and I just can't blow it out. It was so weird. So he gives me like this weird advice and he's like, people usually just scream in there because you can't hear them. So if you just screamed, it would just push the air out and then you'll get more air in because it's already pushed in. And I was like, cool, whatever, I'll do that. That's perfect. So that's what I do. I literally screamed one time. I got tired. I don't know what happened. I just got like, oh my God, it's too much work. And I left my mouth open because I was like, wait a minute, this is actually working a lot. And I left my mouth open so that it can absorb all the air and I was able to push it out a lot easier. I mean, I still had struggled. My throat got real dry, let me tell you that. But it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I think he thought I was like almost a natural. The way I was doing it, I was like, oh, hand movements like this and like this. He was like, you're so good. You got to not be able to breathe doing well. And I was over here like, yeah, all the day's work, can't do anything about it. It was so fun. I don't know what, but I did like 3 more times, which was like another $30 on top of the original price of $80. But it was so nice. And I was alone, and I was like, oh my God, like this is not bad. And then he like starts to show me his like the movements, the tricks he can do in there. And he started finding Superman in there, and I was over here like, that's how you sell to a customer. So then I bought like a 4 flight voucher for like I think $80. And I can like share with people, whatever. But it's like you can learn tricks and stuff and do stuff in there. And I want to learn how to fly like Superman. I'm like, I want to fly like Superman too. Like what the heck? I want to be like Superman. So I don't know. I think it was a great experience. It was awesome Lincoln Park. Like, it was so wonderful. I did not regret a single time there. I personally love this so much because honestly, like this whole week has been kind of a trial and error for like flights and like heights and stuff, which I don't think this will help me at all. I think next week I'm gonna be just as afraid of heights as I am the week prior. But this really just helped me get out my my comfort zone a little bit, right? But there was no comfort zone I got out of with skydiving, or maybe I just was tricking myself to not think about it. Because when I went there, he was like, "Oh, how do you feel about doing this flight?" And I was just like, oh, "I feel fine." I didn't have any problem. I think my problem was looking down, which I can't not do when you're in height. You're like, "Oh, make sure not like, oh, that's too low." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I have my Avatar shirt on, as you see in there. Each day, I literally had on like a little outfit that I wore because I just, had to change it up for a while. I'm usually wearing the same clothes at home because I'm always at home. But that day I wore my Avatar shirt, which you can't see because really my mirror was so fogged up that day. But all the snow melted, so I walked myself to downtown. I went to Fulton Market, which you don't see, kind of recording things. I was just walking. I was having a little time in my life. I was like, oh my God, this is so wonderful. It's a Friday. And I got some food and I went home, right? So then today is Saturday, right? Today is the last full day of my birthday week because we love our birthday weeks. It's a lot better than a birthday. I'm not sure to say more about that. I don't know. So every day just felt like a really special day just to get up and actually do stuff. So today I didn't really go out today because I don't want to. I was going to go out, but then I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I'm actually going to watch Arcane with my friends today. Probably a playable picture here, I don't know. But Arcane is a lovely League of Legends TV show that has been out for the last 2 weeks. And today's last 3 episodes of the season is also the last season. So we have to watch that. And it'll be really nice to watch because honestly, it's such a great show. I play the game so very little time because I don't really care so much about the game so much, but the storyline makes it worth it. So I enjoy it. And honestly, this was a great birthday week. I did spend all of it on my own. All of it. Not a single day was I with people. But I wasn't purposefully trying to push people away. I just want to be alone. Honestly, sometimes you want to be alone on your birthday. And sometimes you have to find reasons to like your birthday.
and I did that for myself. And I had like a lovely, lovely little list of things that I've done. You can't read that, but I'm also not going to focus on it. But yeah, this is just like a little, I don't know, live like a birthday vlog, I guess, of what I did for a week. And it's so nice that I had the chance to do all this. Oh my god. I mean, next year it'll be bigger and better. Maybe next year I'll actually travel outside the city for once. But this year was just me exploring Chicago for real, not just saying that because I live here. But we'll see. Next year, you never know. Hopefully, I have money. And that's where everything comes from, actually. So we'll see. But yeah, you'll get one more cooking video from me because it's still November, obviously. And then December we have Vlogmas, which I'll only do 12 days. If I miss a day, hey, listen, you didn't see. Hey, if you miss a day, don't tell me, okay? I know. I am still a working gal, so I will still be working. So I cannot, if things don't work out, then I'm like, no, sorry, sorry. But, all in all, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everyone who, in real life, who wished me happy birthday. Obviously, some of y'all watch these videos. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in my next video, of course. Of course, it's back to normal. I'm 24 now. No longer 20. I'm almost 25. What does a quarter life crisis look like? I don't think I'll get it, but my frontal lobe would fully adjust and everything. But anyway, we're gonna end it here. But thank you so much for everyone who's watching these videos. These are kind of fun to make. I'm not gonna cap. Like talking to myself in the camera is just me talking to myself in real life, but with a camera in my face. So I don't think there's a difference for me personally. But thank you so much for their support, love, yada yada yada.